Welcome back to the GSTL. We have seen some crazy matches already. I cannot believe Creator was able to take that win, but he is the player that Prime has chosen to be one of their last two. 2 lives left for Prime. Fnatic looking strong, picking Bjol.
You know, I haven't seen a lot of Bjol's games, so I don't quite know what to expect.
His style is pretty unique to him. I would say that he, out of anyone, is maybe the most all-around player on Fnatic. He doesn't have any weaknesses. He and Alive, I would say, actually. Now that I think about it, Alive's got pretty good all-around in every matchup. He's a great player to put out for Fnatic because they have nothing to lose in putting him out here. He may just kill Creator, but if he loses, that's fine. He's not a star player. He's not like a sniper.
The end of the world, yeah. The problem is if Creator continues to keep the ball rolling, then it's like, uh-oh, we just squandered this massive lead that we had here.
No.
All right, well, we're going to get this game going pretty soon here. Who do you think is going to win this, Wolf?
You know, I cannot predict. I want to say Creator, but I just don't know. It's too hard to say.
It is a tough call, actually. I'm kind of with you. I think Creator should win this, but you never know. Moon just won 3 games in a row, so anything is possible. And it looks like it's time for Creator versus Bjol, a PvZ on Cloud Kingdom here in the GSTL, casted by Tasteless and Wolf.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Now, have you ever seen the Superman S on this map before today?
Oh, of course. I was just looking at that and saying that's the most inefficient road. If you actually look at it.
Where does it go?
Where does it go? Why is this necessary? In the upper right, in the red, the hope of Team Prime, he is...
Creator Prime!
Very young star Protoss.
Indeed, in the bottom left, representing Team Fnatic, one of the newest players to me, so I don't have a lot to say about him, so I'm just going to say his ID is...
Fnatic Ladecol Bjol!
You could say he is a star of the team. His name means star in Korean, and also he was able to get so many kills against IM, securing the win for them last week. Really impressive.
All right, here comes the probe now.
Yep, we see everyone is pylon scouting this matchup these days because you see early pools, and with the probe, you force the pool. Zerg will never be able to hatch first if you pylon scout on this map because you're just going to block him with your probe, so you just have to make the pool.
And that's a great way to just dictate what your opponent's going to do this game. You're going to be the shot caller. It's going to limit, like cut in half, the options for them.
Absolutely. So frustrating to deal with as a Zerg, but that's the way the game is played.
All right. Probe continuing to orbit around here.
And we're going to see Nexus first, most likely, as no Forge has been planted. You can even buy time using the probe to make a pylon at the natural. That may be something we see here. He is going to go for the Nexus first, and the drone will be denied. He even knows it. He's already heading towards that third base location. This is something more and more Zergs are starting to do, and I love it.
Just accepting it and going with it instead of trying to fight the probe.
The probe's like, wait a minute, my job was to, wait, you just, Probe's one of those other probes been misprogrammed. Should have been, you know, with a smarter AI to adapt, to go and block the third base.
I wonder if it'd be good actually, like since they're doing this so much, to actually just make a pylon there and then actually block the other location.
Yes, some people do that actually. Some people have done that. You have to be really on top of it. And also, if you go Nexus first, pretty tough to do that because you don't have enough resources to make the pylon and, you know, continue with your gateway production. But at this point, we see gate before cannon even going up, so it's going to allow him to tech pretty fast. And he's forced the hatchery to be in a different location. So even though he gets the hatchery up, it's a little bit delayed because you have to send the drone all the way over there. And it's an awkward, harder to defend location.
Yeah,
he's going to have to walk over there, for example, as well.
Not a place it's easy to transfer drones to. Yep. All right, so the wall in, it's all set up now. And we're going to see a transition to what is basically a very typical CVP.
Yeah, we will indeed.
Third base now going down.
Will we see fast pressure? When you have the gateway up before cannon after this build, you can oftentimes go for that pressure just as planned.
Oh my god, the Overlord actually got away.
Yep, just barely escapes there. I heard the cannon sound. I thought he was just killing the neutral depot, but it turns out it was almost a catastrophe for the Zerg.
That's too bad because, you know, if he gotten that He'd actually gun down that Overlord. That just screws up the build so much for Zerg.
Yeah, Zerg.
You know, early game StarCraft 2 builds are so precise.
Oh wow, he's gonna go for early baneling aggression.
Oh
here.
my heavens to Betsy.
This is not defensive banelings at all. This is super aggressive. He's gonna rally off of his third hatchery. Not gonna make any more drones.
And that means if Creator isn't ready, if he doesn't respond correctly, he's just gonna die.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, this is tough for Prime. They're down to 2 players. Creator's one of them, and he may just be sniped by an all-in. Probably not what he expects against Fnatic's player.
Really nice control here by Creator. Jeez.
Yeah, wow.
Watch this Zealot kill every single Zergling, and I'm like, I don't know, guys.
I bet that Zealot was the best tag player, man.
What?
Before he got warped in from Iron.
He's gonna actually. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Out of there. You know, he's like the kind of player who plays tag. You tag him, but before you can even
He like
go
tags
away,
back.
yeah,
Like you're screwing up the
You
game,
know,
man.
Yeah, you know that guy.
Yeah, man, I know that guy. Don't be that guy.
That's why there was a rule created: no tag backs.
Yeah, no tag backs. I'm like, listen, douche with longer arms than me. Like you're not very fun.
Yeah, he thinks he's
Play
cool.
tag
Like,
with.
thinks he's the best tag
He's like,
player. or
I
something.
broke tag. Yes, you did. You broke tag. Hope you're happy.
Well, this is going to be so tough for Creator to hold. He does have, he had that Zealot out on the map, but this first group of Zerglings will be spotted. He does not, however, see the group that's being morphed into Banelings.
The problem is actually he's killing so many Zerglings with this that he's actually not going to have enough to do a lot of damage, I think, inside the base. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is going to be a slow Zergling push. He has no speed, not even started.
Now here's the question. Can he actually get a force field up to stop this pylon?
He has one. The second sentry comes out, but there's a gap. There's a gap in the wall. He did not.
It's not even a tight wall.
Oh. I considered it wasn't a tight wall in earlier, but I was like, nah, it can't be the case. Nice micro on the probes, man, just to keep them all alive, and he will, in fact, hold. Oh, but he watches this. What? Oh, that's like when you're one step away from climbing Mount Everest and you just die or something.
You just fall off?
I don't know. What a crazy turn of events there. I was like, wow, he holds, and then
I'm like, oh, there's a hole in there. No, I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, that has to be a wall, and I'm not going to make myself look stupid and say that that's actually, there's a gap there.
Well, he's going to continue to hold, but there are Banelings morphing. 4 of them, in fact.
Everything is in the red.
No force fields available. And he has to cancel.
Wow.
The worker count now 20 to 23.
He's still making Zerglings, so I think he's going to keep doing this.
Yeah, and a lot of these probes very weak. They did survive, but they're low on hit points now. The Zerg player low on drones as well, but he's making more now, and he's got the third base production, so he can just make a ton more. I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, yeah, he's warping to more sentries now. I was going to say he's just going to cut every corner possible and just leave one sentry with no force field. That would be terrible.
Remember, those probes are never going to regen their hit points. So when mutas come into play, for instance, they can be killed so fast.
Yeah, it's something that's definitely going to come into play later on. Another slow Zergling attack coming in for Bjell, who still has not started Zergling speed, even though he's got 200 gas. I think it may be an oversight at this point. I mean, he needs to get speed eventually. Unless he's going to go for a huge Baneling attack next. I mean, it's just necessary.
Well, I mean, he's making drones now, so I guess he just wants to keep maybe a few Zerglings there just to keep the Protoss on his toes. Did he get +1?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, actually, yes, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay, all right.
My apologies.
It's okay, Wolf. Look, you dropped the ball, Wolf.
I did. For some reason, when you said that, I thought about the Zerg, and I was like, no. And then I was like, well,
there's no way, Tasus. He has no Evo chamber, Tasus.
Yeah, of course, the Protoss did get that +1. And he's been stuck in his base for a while. Has gone up to now, looks like 6 gateways. Starts Blink. He's going to have a pretty nice timing attack that he can hit because his opponent has done an attack that hasn't failed but did not do enough damage to where he can transition comfortably. I mean, Bill is not out of this yet, but he's going to potentially face a strong counterattack.
Yeah, that's definitely what's going to go down here. Let's see. We have worker counts now. It's actually, one second, Wolf. Sorry, I'm taking your computer. It's 51 to 43, 51 for the Zerg.
Yep. And he's made a lot of workers, but he's not made enough units. He had to manage his larva efficiently, and now...
Oh, is he not going to go for a timing attack? I thought he was. I thought he really was.
He may be faking.
That's actually true. He doesn't, just with the probes there doesn't mean the Nexus has to be there.
The hallucination research indicates that he is not, but, it could also just be something that he wants to find out what he's facing and then make the decision, do I go or not? Blink is about to finish. +2 is on the way. He could still hit with +2 and Blink. It's a very strong attack he can use. Lair is on the way, of course, now. +1 as well as Roach speed. Everything timing out now a little bit late for Byo, but it's exactly the kind of composition you would normally make. He sees everything, the lair timing, the Roach Warren, Evolution Chamber. If those were real Phoenixes, they'd be happy leaving with their lives.
Unfortunately, they are doomed no matter what.
Yeah. Do hallucinations have feelings? I don't know.
The answer is no. All right, well, the Overseer is actually going to get a lot of scouting and intel over here, so he's saying, okay, well, upgrades and Blink and all that, that's going to be a real threat here. Because before that, Creator did not show that he had Blink.
Yeah, he didn't show that, and the Roaches are on the way, so he's going to stick with the third base, not going to commit to an attack. And at this point, he's got the Blink, but he does not have the robotics tech. And so Roaches are going to become more potent as time goes on.
Yeah, I think that's smart of him to not attack. When you get hit really early on like that, it screws up your rhythm so bad, it's hard to tell actually if the timing's going to work out.
Yeah, and the threat was there.
I mean, he doesn't even know how many workers he actually lost in that. He knows he lost a lot, but he doesn't have like a count like we do.
Yeah.
And so we see a lot of Roaches coming down here.
As soon as he sees this Roach pressure is going to be heavily committed to, he starts the Robo. Something he's going to need no matter what anyways, but he's just going to commit to this now. At this point, he has enough Force Field energy to where this is not going to be a huge problem for him, but he's going to have to make sure he splits his units well. Nicely done. Trap some Roaches here. Got to get, that one
luckiest Roach in the world. All right, another little attack over here. All right, he's going to be careful. Force Field could trap that right there. That's a lot of Roaches, by the way, up there at top.
It is indeed.
The important thing for the Roaches when you're doing stuff like this is to avoid the sentries, to be out of range of Force Fields.
Yeah, it's right now, Creator has actually split his units so well. He had the cannons to buy time. He has not lost much of anything at all. Back at home, we do see Roach Burrow movement on its way. Burrow is done as well here. He's trying to bait out these Force Fields. He knows he can't really commit, and he's actually doing a good job.
That's so good.
Yeah. That's so hard to do, to effectively bait the Force Field and actually dodge it.
Oh, he's going to get it? It's kind of scary to watch him do that. I mean, if he messes that up once.
Yeah, if he messed it up once.
Guardian Shield there, I would just book it out of there. Yeah, let that Guardian Shield run out.
Oh, he is just being so efficient with how he's trading with these Roaches.
He is in and out. My God, are you looking at this? The micro and 2 fronts?
This is amazing. In fact, he's going to get this Nexus. Blink Stalkers go in, but
oh
he
my God,
attacks
he's
from the
getting
other
the sentries
side.
too.
Yeah, this is so tough. Boom, gets the Nexus, and will actually get the sentries as well. Oh my God, every sentry will fall if he targets them. Well, every sentry but one in that group got taken out, and that really limits the defensive power and the pushing power. He's also lost his third base and Creator on the ropes here a little bit.
Very nice. Just runs up here, gets the Immortal, gets the Sentry.
Oh, there's just so many units rallying in here that Creator is in trouble. He doesn't have the Force Fields he needs to support these units. The Roaches have +1. Yeah, the Stalkers have +3, but there are just so many Roaches. He's trading. He's got a lot of production.
All right, he needs to go back and just make stuff and hold up his attack, and the Zerg wins, I think.
Yeah, he needs to go home because if he does not, this counter, I mean, if he loses another group of units, the counterattack will become too strong. Oh, now he's actually getting
that's
supply
actually
blocks.
not good.
Bad rally here. This is going to be Creator's birthday present.
This could be really bad, actually, if he doesn't.
Yeah, remember these units have +3. They have +3. The Immortal
and Blink. I mean, they can. If they get microed right, maybe this actually will be a comeback for Creator. That would be a shocker.
It really would. He's only 20 supply down right now. The Infestation Pit is on the way, but he's going to commit. He's not going to commit to the attack, which means that at this point, our Zerg player, Bjol, can actually just sit back and relax for a minute. Notice his creep spread is pretty weak here since he committed so much to that attack. He hasn't really been managing his creep spread very well. You can see it's coming from the third base towards the Protoss, but his bases aren't even really connected. That's something that he may want to start working on to go into the late game.
Yeah, Bjol, back at home, it does look a little bit sloppy. You can see most of Bjol's attention has been in his opponent's turf instead of actually cleaning stuff up at home.
Now, Pathogen Glands are on the way. We will have some... Well, look at this.
I love this. Just small group of Stalkers. If you lose it, it's not the end of the world, but he can clean up the Zerg creep. And, man, I got to be honest, guys, the Zerg creep is pretty abysmal here.
Yeah, I mean, his multitasking with his Roaches, for example, the amount of aggression he put on it, all of that was very successful. He looked very strong.
Oh, dude.
There's not a lot of answer for these Roaches, but the composition he's built has got such a strong defensive capability they feel at this point with the investors he's got out, he should just take a 4th base and start taking up further. Trying to make something happen against this Protoss army, attacking this great defense that Creator has set up is not smart.
Yeah, I think Biel is definitely staying on 3 bases for too long.
And
definitely.
If he continues this pressure and takes a 4th base, that's smart. But if he just attacks endlessly without taking a 4th base, he's not going to have anything to fall back on.
Well, he's maxed out now, so now he has to take another base.
Yeah, he just simply does, but he's not doing it.
All right, well, we're all sort of holding our breath right now. We're trying to figure out what Biel has planned this game, and I guess it's going to be barely in there with an attack, and somehow the Force Fields did not actually get any roaches.
The upgrades are better for Creator, and as a Creator approaches max, I mean, the advantage that he's had in supply for so long is not going to matter when the Protoss is also maxed out with better upgrades, with a composition designed to destroy yours. He needs a tech advantage or something. This one Zealot is going to town, only going to get about 4 drones, but even so, that's pretty useful. And I mean, he no longer really has any pushing power here. Yeah, he's got some infestors, but defensively, Creator can just hold and max out. Now Creator might even want to take a 4th base and start teching towards Hive defense.
I don't actually know what Gil's plan is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
Well, without taking a 4th base, it doesn't make sense. I would say otherwise, it's like he's obviously trying to buy time.
Whoa!
The Stalker blink forward is a little bit weird, but now he's got +3 on these units and +2 armor about to finish, and this is a great trade for Creator. He's going to get most of these roaches basically for free. They're trying to target down immortals. He can't even get them.
Didn't even get a single immortal. Now he's backing up. The Stalker's coming down here. And hitting these roaches pretty hard. Wow. Well, now is a good time for, okay.
GG.
Wow, Biel just did not.
He totally botched
bring it. Yeah, I mean, that did not even look like a pro gamer as far as the creep spread and expanding. He had some aggression early on. He had a lead. He just tried to end it when it wasn't a moment to end the game.
He didn't have the transitions in place.
Yeah.
It looked like he had no idea what to do if his roach push didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Did you see, I don't know if you noticed, as soon as all his roaches died, he had 37 roaches on the production tab. Like, he's had so much larva stacked up, but it was like, that's not going to be enough to hold the next push. He fought a maxed out Protoss army that was built and designed to kill him, and the expression you guys just saw on Juani's face, I feel what all Fnatic fans are feeling right now, like, well, that game could have been better, but it's okay, we still have a lot of players left.
That was a train wreck of a Zerg game there.
Yeah.
And I know, he did that sick Baneling attack, and yeah, you know, he got in there with the roaches and took out that Nexus. After he got the Nexus, you actually just go back home and like take 2 more bases and keep making stuff.
I don't know why he didn't do that. He even killed all the sentries so his opponent would have been scared. Every time he attacked with the roaches, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool because he's going to take a 4th base while he pressures. But he never did it. There was no transition
I don't know, man. That was pretty lackluster performance right there from Biel. Okay, so I guess alive probably now?
Probably. You know, we saw 2 Zergs fall to this guy. Both Zergs failing to go to Hive. Both Zergs actually sticking on Lair Tech way too long.
Yes.
You know, Moon had all the bases in play and the Spine Crawlers, but no Hive Tech. Biel just attacked until he died. He played it July Zerg style, and in the end did not transition at all.
Well,
that
Alive can do better.
You put it in the best way. I think you said that game was kind of a train wreck for the Zerg.
It was kind of a train wreck for the Zerg.
Everything went wrong. Even the Baneling attack at the beginning, if there wasn't a hole in that wall and Creator didn't botch the micro, he holds everything and is way ahead.
Yeah,
he got
it's like,
even.
get out, Biel. But instead, that was so funny, by the way, when it got in there, because I'm like, it's actually not a wall in.
And then I'm like, well, he actually killed most of the Banelings, and they pull those probes towards the Banelings, and they all died. I was like, why did he do that?
Yeah, there's like one Baneling make, and he's like, I can do it. I'm going to get it all with my probes at the last second. I was like, just run, man.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's too much of a risk.
That was crazy. That was like the longest I've ever seen someone stay on slow Zerglings as well with pressure like that. Everything from Biel seemed like it's like he got nervous or something. I'm not sure what happened.
I just don't think he was focused.
Yeah.
I think he was distracted. He thought he had won it, then he didn't. Anyways, who's it going to be?
Could be Oz. He just tied his shoes.
Uh-oh.
And it is.
It's Oz.
Oz coming out.
PvP coming up here.
Yep. And this is going to be awesome to watch. Last time I saw these guys PvP against each other, it was a best-of-5 series. It was an epic one to watch, but this time we only have 1 game. That's all it comes down to here.
And Oz has got that wonky, eccentric PvP style, so you never really know what to expect coming out of him.
I guess he's like the only one to Nexus first in PvP.
Yeah, man. It's like the only thing you actually can't do with that matchup.
He's like, but I can. You know, Oz once said to me in an interview that I did with him, I asked him, do you feel like PvP has a lot of luck involved? And he said, absolutely not. He said, PvP is so skill-based, and if anyone says otherwise, I want them to PvP against me. And then after that interview, he proceeded to lose every PvP ever played in a major tournament for the next few weeks. But, you know, he's been chosen here by Juani to PvP specifically, so that means he's probably fixed his weakness at least a little bit. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been chosen.
But they had to bring him out for a reason. I guess PvP probably the best way to possibly get rid of Creator.
Yeah.
You know, Creator's good, but I don't think we normally think of PvP when we think of Creator. At least I don't. I think his PvP's great, but
it's good,
like
but
PvP, PvZ.
I mean, we saw him lose, actually. Well, the funny thing about PvP, the last PvP we saw from Creator was against Naniwa, in fact, in Code S. Now, the first series,
right.
he beat Naniwa, but in the second series, Naniwa beat him. Showed a good amount of variety in his builds, loving the Stargate play, but also your very standard robotics expands. Did not see really hyper-aggressive builds. The only build we saw from him in Code S against Naniwa was a DT build he used, which failed. So it's, you know, anything is possible in this series. I'm really excited. This is probably the match I'm looking most forward to of all the ones we've seen so far as this PvP. I think it could be epic.
All right, well, it looks like Oz is now going to be back in the booth, so we're going to get this going pretty soon. And by the way, before I forget, add us on Twitter. I'm Call Me Tasteless.
And I'm Proxy Wolf. Make sure to add GOMTV as well to follow for updates. But yeah, tweet at us. Tell us what you think about today's matches. We really look forward to
what you're
that.
feeling. Tell me what you're wearing.
Yeah, tell me what you're wearing.
Tell me what you're wearing right now.
Are you wearing two of the same socks, or are they mismatched?
I don't match my socks.
I don't either. Well, sometimes I do, but if it's something that takes effort, who's gonna see my socks?
Who's going to see my socks? Only someone who I'm very close to, all right? Because I'm not that kind of guy, you know. But
I'm not wearing shorts, man. They can't see.
we don't actually wear pants in this cast. You guys can't see, but yeah.
Yep. It's that's one of the best things about coming down the studio. You can see what we're really wearing.
You can see that I actually unbuckle my belt when I sit down. I'm like, oh, it's better. It feels so much better. Loosen that belt buckle up. All right. We're just waiting for the game to get started. Doesn't look like Oz is entirely ready. Again, we're here doing the GSTL. Thank you so much for joining us and spread the word. Wolf, it's been a real treat casting you here.
It really has. Let's find out who will take the lead here, Prime or Fnatic. It's a PvP. Oz against Creator. This is the GSTL. Wolf and Tasteless.